Welcome to Mimi Home Style. Today we're warming up these cold winter months with two delicious and easy to make soups. First, a creamy, cheesy chicken tortilla soup made even simpler with some canned chicken, and then a hearty vegetable beef soup packed with flavor and frozen veggies for a no-fuss meal. These recipes are cozy, comforting, and they're perfect for busy days. So stick around and let's get cooking. All right, let's get started. These are the ingredients that you'll be using for this soup. I used canned chicken instead of rotisserie chicken, but you can use either one to make it easy. We're going to use a nice big tall pot, and then what we're going to start with is about 2 tablespoons of olive oil to get started. And then we're going to add an onion. I diced 1 whole onion and I poured that into the pot. And then I also am going to be adding some garlic, and we're going to put that in there as well. And then what we're also going to be using is some jalapeños. Now, you don't have to use this if you don't want the heat, but I actually really liked it, and I'm not much of a person who likes a lot of heat. And then what we're going to do is we're going to turn the pot on, and we're going to stir this pot with the onions, the jalapeños, and the garlic, and we're going to get it all nice and soft before we add our other ingredients. Next, we're going to add the cumin and the chili powder, which I absolutely love in this dish, and we just put that in there. The recipe will be below. Then we added some chicken broth. I love the chicken broth that I get at Kroger, and we're going to add 6 cups of the chicken broth to this pot. The next thing that we're going to be adding is some diced green chilies. I get the canned, and then we're also going to be adding some diced tomatoes, and I get no sugar added with the diced tomatoes. And then we're going to be adding our cooked shredded chicken or our canned chicken that's already cooked, and we're going to let this boil. And once it boils, we're going to actually be turning down the flame, and we're going to set the timer, and we're going to let it simmer for about 10 minutes. And once the timer goes off and we've simmered it for 10 minutes, we are then going to be adding some heavy cream, and that's what gives this a little bit more a thicker consistency. We're using about a cup of that. And then I used a cup of, or actually 2 cups of shredded cheddar cheese, and then we're going to be using 1 cup of shredded Monterey Jack cheese. So both of those cheeses will go inside this pot, and we will stir it up until it melts. And then once it's done and it's melted and it's cooked for a little bit, we are going to be dishing these up. I have these really cute bowls that I got from Costco many years ago, and I use these for all of my soups, and I like them because they have the handles on them. Once we've plated up the soup, I like to serve them with a little bit of sliced avocados, some sour cream, some fresh cilantro works great, and also I love the tortilla strips, and then they have also keto crackers. This next soup is a really hearty beef and vegetable soup that I love making. And you're going to be using all of these ingredients. They're very simple, a lot of spices, some beef broth, some diced tomatoes, some olive oil. You're going to have to do a little chopping with the celery and the onion. But then you can use frozen cauliflower and frozen green beans. And then we're going to be getting some stew meat. About 2 pounds works great. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take a bowl, and I like to mix all of my seasonings in. You're going to be using some garlic powder, onion powder, dried thyme, paprika, oregano, some salt and pepper to taste. And once you get all of these mixed in together, then you're going to be putting this aside till we get our first ingredient fixed in our pan. Now, I have these cute little containers that I have in my kitchen, and I have all of my spices ready to go at any given moment. And I love that I have that right next to my stove, and I just take them out and I fill them as needed because I use a lot of spices in my kitchen. How about you? Do you use a lot of spices? Just let me know in the comments below. So the first thing we're going to do, I love this kitchen gadget. If you don't have one of these, I love this can opener. I've had it for years, and I always use that in my kitchen. And then we're going to be adding some beef broth to these measuring cups. We're going to be using 6 cups of beef broth. So I like to fill these up and get these ready for our first thing that we'll be putting in our pan when we start cooking this wonderful hearty, it's also keto-friendly vegetable beef soup. And it does serve 6. And I, again, will have this whole recipe in my description below so that you can copy and paste it and print it at home if you like. So I like to always wash my zucchini. There's going to be zucchini in here as well. So we're going to chop that, and we're going to also be chopping some celery. And I love this gadget as well. I don't know if you've ever seen these, but you can actually soak your vegetables and all of that in this strainer. Now we're going to chop the zucchini up, and we're going to put the zucchini, and another gadget that I have in my kitchen that I absolutely love is a vegetable chopper. This comes with various chopping sizes, so I like to use this definitely when I'm making vegetable soup. And we're going to do the same thing with the celery. We want to chop this all up, and I love to use my chopper for that as well. And it's very simple. You just put the pieces on top of the grate that it comes with, and then you've got it perfect for your soup. We're going to add about 2 tablespoons of olive oil in this large pot. You can also use a Dutch oven. And then we're going to be adding our stew meat, and we're going to brown the meat on all sides for about 5 minutes. And then once this is cooked and browned on all sides, you're going to be removing this, and we're going to be setting this aside. And what we're going to be doing in the same pot is we're going to be sauteing the chopped onion and the celery for another 5 minutes until all of that is softened. And again, I used 1 onion for this and about a cup of chopped celery. And then what we're going to be doing is we're going to add the meat back into the pan, and we're going to stir this up, and we're going to then add our beef broth. And we're going to also add our diced tomatoes. And we're going to be adding all of our seasonings, the garlic powder, the onion powder, the thyme, the paprika, the oregano, and the salt and pepper to taste. And then we're going to stir this all till it's combined. And then what we're going to be doing is we're going to have to bring this soup to a boil. And once it comes to a rolling boil, then we're going to reduce the heat to low, and we're going to simmer this, and we're going to cover this, and we're going to cover this for about 45 minutes to 1 hour. I did 1 hour. I just like everything nice and tender, and I love to set my timer on my microwave. It's just above my stove, and I set that for 1 hour, and then when it went off, the soup was perfect for adding in our cauliflower, our zucchini, and our green beans to the pot. And again, you have about 2 cups of the zucchini for this, and about a cup each of the green beans and the cauliflower, and those were both frozen. And then you're going to set your timer again for 20 to 25 minutes, and then you're going to let this sit until everything's tender. And I'm telling you, all of the vegetables were just extremely tender. You might have to add a little bit more broth, but that's up to you. The last thing that I like to do is add some ciabatta bread to my air fryer, 350 degrees for 4 minutes. And then we set the table, and I love crackers with this for my husband, my ciabatta bread and butter. And then I add the soup to the table. It's nice and hot and hearty and just wonderful for the winter. Thanks so much for joining me today on Mimi Homestyle. I hope these cozy soups bring some warmth and comfort to your winter days. Be sure to subscribe and stick around. I've got more Valentine's Day ideas, fun winter projects, and quick, easy tips to share with you. I can't wait to see you next time. Hey friends, thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you found some fun and budget-friendly ideas to bring into your home. A special shout out to all my subscribers. You guys are amazing. And if you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and tap the notification bell so you never miss a video. I post weekly with more home decor, party planning, and DIY goodness. Also, check out my shop at Grin and Print on Etsy. I've got some fun games, printables, and party supplies that I know you'll love. Thanks again for all your support, and I'll see you in the next video.